Yo, what up, dudes? I'm still alive. Look at this. So, this is the biggest box of tabs that I have ever received in the mail. This box was sent to us after about 2 years of dead silence in terms of Sta-Rad tabs and making videos. I reached out back onto the metal detecting subreddit, and shout out to Dan. Dan from the metal detecting subreddit saw my post. The ground's warming up. It's springtime. Diggers are getting out in the field. He saw my post about looking for tabs, and he actually reached out. And we're gonna do an unboxing today, dude. This thing is massive. Let's crack it open. Let's check this big behemoth out. It survived the journey. This box came from the north central area of Arkansas. Most of these tabs came from around the Missouri border and up into Missouri, but mostly most of the tabs came from Arkansas itself, around northern Arkansas. So, oh wait, we probably shouldn't use this. Let me find a decent T-type. That's more like it. Let's open this box. All right. Nothing like a good T-type to use as a box opener. It works perfectly. I carry one in my wallet, but don't have a wallet on me right now. And just decided to crack it open. All right, first sight, I think I see a trash bag. There goes the box. Trash bag full. On a first initial scan, there's a good old woody, wood stock type. Let me see here. There's one of my favorite types. You guys are familiar with my favorite type, my tab. Give me some grace as I am a little rusty in terms of the specific types in terms of pull tab archaeology. But there's a good shotgun variety. Let's just start sorting, going through this thing. Wow, some of these are just really good quality, just right off the surface. There's going to be a lot to unpack here. These, oh man, this is the biggest. This beats the record. This beats the record for the biggest bag of tabs I've ever gone through. So I'm really excited to see what's in store in this bag. We're going to have a time lapse. It's just going to be inevitable. We have to have a time lapse on this thing. But wow, thanks Dan. This is awesome. Dan is one of the mods over at the metal detecting subreddit. So we kind of have an inside guy now, and he can vouch for us when we say that we are not joking when we are looking for tabs. So all you diggers out there, take this as your go tell sign to send us tabs. We are looking for tabs, and Dan can vouch. All right, Dan, this is insane. All these tabs right here, guys, these tabs were his collection from the year 2020. He started collecting these and reached out to me and just decided that he wanted to send me all these tabs after watching some of the videos that I've already made in the past few years, and just knowing the story of people like us and pull tab archaeology and people who collect tabs. So Oh. No way, dude. Right there off the top. Oh, man. I can't believe we have this tab in just sitting on the top, guys. I lost my only copy of this in the move. I'm hoping there's more of these in this bag just for the sake of pull tab archaeology and sending them out to Yoba. Safe bend. Safe bend. Oh, there it is, dude. Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm going to set this down in a safe spot. And then I'm going to chunk this bag out. Move some of these cans out of the way. Just half the battle all the time. Look at that. That is crazy. Never seen anything like that. Most of the tab collectors I've seen out there that are collecting the oil can pull tabs, most of those on the long spiral have U-tabs on the end. This opens the door for a lot more information and a new style, definitely, in terms of tabs. If you're like me, I consider this to be a tab. It is obviously pulled. It's made of aluminum. It goes on some kind of receptacle like a can, but the contents are just different. I don't normally collect soup cans or what we call soupies, but all tabs are not created equal, and nor the contents inside. This is pretty exciting. Very interesting. All right, let's move on. All right, here's another one of those weird oil can type pull tabs. This one looks like it has a bullseye. Look at that. Long tear strip. Lots of aluminum here. That is very interesting. New oil can type. Cool. Oh, man. We lost some onto the floor, and there's a dust cloud when this thing came out. Holy smokes, that's the biggest pile of tabs I've ever seen in my life. It's encroaching onto the pull tab archaeology sign. Oh my god, dude. Holy smokes, man. There's some stuck in the corner of this bag. Oh, I got tabs everywhere. Tabs on the carpet. Wow, guys. Holy smokes. All right, guys. I'm sitting here kind of just studying the pile. And right here, I spotted our first ham bone. Look at that. That is insane. This is a first type for me. I'm aware of this type. This type is different than the regular U-tab, as a regular U-tab has, if I can find a good example, regular U-tab has these indentations, these 6 dots on a regular U-tab. The ham bone style, often mistaken calling this kind the dog bone. The dog bone would be more thin, I could be wrong too, but they're often confused in terms of the names. A lot of people, can collectors, call this the dog bone or the ham bone, as this tab is most commonly found on Hamm's style beer. It's one of the early styles. It has lettering, some words that say lift, tab, and pull. Really cool tab. you can see lift, tab, and pull. Awesome style. Pretty rare, even in terms of the bulk that you would find in the wild. This type is pretty rare from my experience of doing this and just collecting. This is my first type. I've never found one like it. I hope that there's another type in here. Always love duplicates and always strive to find more tabs like this. So if you're a digger out there, this style. So I found really interesting type here. The one on the left here has a closed ring pull area on this stay tab, and more familiar and more common that I find is this flat top than this one. I'm gonna have to deepen the search in my own personal collection to see if I have one of these, but that is really interesting that this one has closed hole there. Pretty cool. There's another find. Let's keep moving. All right, guys, so here's a really interesting one over here on the left. It's very similar to that Schlitz bottle cap / tab pull, but the one on the left just has a really interesting end here that says pull out then tip. So that was really interesting. It's really similar to that type that I'm familiar with, but completely different. Notice the bullseye there. Pretty neat, guys. There you go. You kind of see it says the word ship. SS number 7. Very interesting engraving on a Kudzik. I love all the variants and different engravings. That's definitely a keeper. Nothing on the front. Does not say the word lift or anything. Wow, that's cool, guys. Sometimes you really gotta look close. You might miss something. Wonder what that meant. Alright guys, here's a little better situation I got going on in terms of sorting. This pile was so big that I had to move away from my space and into the kitchen table. So over here to the right is all the T-types and pull types that I've sorted thus far. The pile that was sitting on my desk wasn't much of a desk. It was too thin, too small. And then the sorting spot right there. And I'll dump this pile right here to the left on the table. Change the camera view for you guys, but I think we're gonna be able to make this video much faster and a more thorough search this way. Guys, look what I also found, another ham bone. Look at that, I found another ham bone in this pile. Man, changing the scenery, spreading them out, that's the way to go. The pile was just hiding so much good stuff. Man, there's some good stuff in here, guys.
Actually,
You found one?
dang!
Look at that one, dude.
Nice!
I know, man. I found a ham bone, and then immediately after the ham bone, found a dog bone, guys. So there's the difference between a ham bone and what most people, can collectors, refer to as a
Hey, Dad.
ham bone and a dog bone. Look at the difference there.
Wait, I want to see.
See? See, this one is a ham bone.
Dang!
That's a dog bone.
Turner, would you like some grapes too?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, guys, I had to switch it up a little bit and move everything to the kitchen table. The process here is just gonna be a lot of kind of what I call chicken scratching, chicken pecking, and just going through with my trained eye and looking to see out of all the bits and ends and broken tabs, I'm gonna have to quickly, it's just gonna be way more faster for the video. This would be over a 20-hour video if I had to do every single one and show you guys each tab. But the method here, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the tabs, sort the ones that I want to talk about, put them over here, take those back into my office under the bright lights, and give you guys kind of a recap. But as you can see, I'm still not even 100% finished with this. I wouldn't even say I'm halfway through this pile. Here's the tote of the remaining. I'm just dumping them out in small piles, going through with my eye and sorting them, seeing if anything pops out at me, and then finding the keepers and the special stuff here. Then I'm moving them to the brighter light in the room. Hang tight. All right, guys, I'm in the final stretch. This little last bit here, I've sorted through that entire massive row on my kitchen table, and then just kind of pulled out some of the keepers, some of the things I want to talk about to finish up this video. And before you know it, we will have finally searched through all these tabs and to put into the main collection. So give me a second, let's finish this up, and then we'll go chat about the finds that we found. There's the final dirt pile. What's left, all the sand from all the lakes, rivers. All right, guys, that will do it. Let's go ahead and take the last of what we kind of pulled from this box, and let's go finish up the video and chat. All right, guys, so I kind of have it broken down here. All the Hornet type in the Hornet tabs. We have large square hole Hornets up here, small square hole Hornets in the middle, large round opening ring on the Hornets there, large hole Hornets, small hole Hornets, and then another row of large hole Hornets. Up top, separated by our U tabs. U tabs with a straight mouth opening, tear strip, and then the angled kind of the, you know, the beaker or the like scientific container, little hourglass shape there on those types. Then we have our zip tabs over here. One tab that I was really stoked on finding, just because I lost my previous copy, is this crown. I love this tab because it's almost kind of like a zip tab, but also some U-tab characteristics. Over here, I was really excited and stoked to find some of these. These are early juice type tab pulls. They're very early. Later, and the majority and the most common that you're going to find are these type, or another type that's more square. I love this type because it has this little embossing that says Fight Litter on it. You can see here it's a little bit more clear. It says Fight Litter. Love these types. But these ones are rather rare. I had one copy that I lost in our move. And in this bag, I found 3 from Dan's bag of tabs. So 2 of these, I'm going to ship these to Yoba. I'm going to keep one for my personal records and put this in Yoba's box that I have been desperately needing to send out. Down here, just some other old style stay-on tabs. Love the flat top here, and then this one that was pretty wild. As it's closed on top, you can see there is no opening ring like these other ones over here. That one's pretty interesting. And then the weirdos and the weird stuff that I found. I got some big mouth pull tabs. I think I only had one of these, so now I got some different looks. different ones in different conditions. The weird Schlitz stuff that I pulled with the hybrid pull tab / bottle cap. And then this really interesting one with the bullseye up here. I found another little piece that said pull out, then up. So it looks very similar to the end of that one right there. And then some of the oil cans, those ones with the really long tear strips on it. This one was pretty interesting. Just that square shape with a hole punch out of it. Pretty wild shape on that one. Long tear strip. And, oh, this one was really neat. Bright matte neon orange. That's clearly someone coming through with some yard marking paint. Those guys, those construction workers, it's upside down spray paint that they use to mark things before they dig, or just marking for construction. This tab must have been sitting on top and it clearly got hit with that bright neon orange paint. So that'll definitely go in my collection just for the story of it. I like that one. Just different tear strips with various advertising. Love that stuff. And then all the Kudziks. Now the Kudziks, I'm going to break these down. I'm going to wash them to discovering things. I found that one that had the word ship SS number 7. And then one of the finds of the day for me, guys. Sorry about that. One of the finds of the day for me was a Kudzik tab that has a defect on the engraving. One friend of ours in our pull tab Reddit posted one of these, and I was curious if I'd ever find one like it. But clearly the word lift, the L's good, the I's good, but then the F is missing the 2 horizontal arms of the letter, and then the T, they did not cross the top of that T. So Kudzik defects are really neat. I am really stoked on that find. And just the whole bag in general was a win. There's a lot to unpack here. There's so much that came from this. I need to clean a lot of these, post them up. And oh, also a first for us is the ham bone. Ended up finding 2 of these ham bones in this bag. The ham bone is a U-tab with a whole different tear strip. Different from what a lot of people get mistaken as the dog bone. This is the ham bone. All right, guys. So that'll about do it. That'll about wrap up this video. It was a long one. Thank you so much, Dan, for sending this out to us. You are the man. Dan the man from Arkansas. All right, that about does it for us, guys. This was an awesome bag. Dan, I really appreciate you shipping this out to us. If any other metal detector wants to send us tabs, we'll gladly go through it, pick through, and maybe even make you an offer on buying some of your tabs, guys. This really does help perpetuate what we're trying to do, and that's just create a bigger world picture. I try to send out tabs that at least I have duplicates of. That's kind of where I've been hung up on in shipping Yoba's box, is I really want to make sure that I get duplicates. That way some can stay back in my collection and some can go to him. I've been very heavily procrastinating shipping Yoba's box out. It's been more than a year, definitely more, or maybe almost 2 years since I've been meaning to ship his box out. I just was wanting to wait, get some more tabs. It's a long time since I've had a box, and I'm really stoked that we had some good finds that I can put in his. I've been stashing them in a box, separate box for Yoba for more than a year. So that'll eventually land on his doorstep. I'm nervous about sending it out, and I hope it doesn't get lost. So we'll have an update on that later. But just want to say thank you guys once again. If you like this type of stuff, give us a follow, subscribe, all that stuff. And in the meantime, consider shipping us some tabs and helping our collection grow. You never know what you're going to find in the dirt. And it's all because of you guys out there digging. this stuff when you're trying to dig for gold. You got to dig this stuff, and at least I can make it more fun for everybody. So I appreciate you, and just don't forget to stay rad, guys. Later.